Hey everyone, we're back here at Qualys ROCon, continuing day 2 afternoon coverage. Our next guest is also with Qualys, a product manager. I'm sorry, one second. A new Kapil.
Yes.
I remember interviewing a new last year at Qualys ROCon. It was Qualys Security Conference in San Diego last year.
Yes.
But it's been a full year.
It's been
Fill us in what you've been doing over the year.
Well, we have been building the industry's first ROC for all our customer base. It's the first risk operation center. And since I work in policy audit, I've been working on how you can operationalize ROC from day one, leveraging policy audit. We also did a launch of policy audit. It used to be called policy compliance before. And this year we rebranded and relaunched with a lot more new capabilities that helps customers to be audit ready. And that's why policy audit.
Got it. Let's talk a little bit about compliance and ROC. Right? Because at first blush, they don't really necessarily go together, right? I'm looking at my risk. Compliance is almost a separate reporting thing, right? The GRC and all of that. But they're connected. They are connected. Let's talk about that connection and how ROC is helping people with their compliance.
Yeah. So compliance and executive reporting is the 7th pillar. That is the 7th chevron of ROC. And compliance is no longer just a checkbox. You assess your compliance and prove it to auditors one time. But now most of the evolving frameworks, they have a check that you need to be continuously assessing, and it should be risk-based assessment. And compliance, when it comes to compliance, it should always be proactive rather than reactive, that you are acting when there is a risk combined. So how policy audit or compliance helps is, it helps you assess with the unified asset inventory pillar of ROC, where it proactively finds out all the technologies that have been running in your default, non-default locations, helps you to prioritize, and for response, provides the remediation capabilities to fix your failed controls. And with the executive compliance-based reporting, you can provide those reports to auditors. And like I said in my talk, misconfigurations are like the leading cause of security breaches. And at the same time, audit failures have a root cause that is related to missing evidence. And both of them have a same root cause. That is a policy that is on paper but not in practice. And whether it's the risk of audit failure or risk of misconfiguration, both can be prevented if you implement your ROC from day one with policy audit. That's how we connect policy audit or compliance piece to the ROC.
Sure. When we look at compliance, there's talk and then there's compliance.
Yes.
It looks like what we're seeing is a lot of compliance coming out of states, California, Illinois, what have you. And then, of course, the European Union has compliance. Mm-hmm. And then there's sort of non-government compliance, PCI 4.0.
Yes.
Right? A good example from the payment card industry. For the people out here who do this for a living, right? How do you stay on top?
Well, I spoke to a lot of customers yesterday, and I was really surprised that there are still a lot of them doing manual processes.
They do. I think most do.
I mean, that's commendable if they're putting so much hours, efforts. There's always chance of failures. And now with more and more evolving requirements, mandates, it's not like a one-time audit a year. If you're a big enterprise, you have 5 to 7 audits. And if you're doing it manually, everything is critical. That means you are on a constant fire drill, continuous audit mode. And you don't even have visibility on what you're fixing. What is the end result? You are just scanning for compliance, producing these reports. So how policy audit helps is it gives you an audit readiness score from day one. So you don't have to wait for your mandates to come or evolve. We automatically update the new frameworks, whether it was PCI 3.0 and now it's PCI 4.0. We do the mapping for for our customers. We automatically map the new requirements to compliance objectives to the reporting. So they can just rely on the tool to automatically update the reports. They can go into the system, generate audit readiness report, and see where they stand today. They don't have to slog for months and months of spreadsheet, and they don't even know the end result. That is scary. And at the same time, they're not even managing the risk of misconfigurations that comes from compliance, which is, as per the Verizon report, one of the leading cause of security breaches. And it can be prevented if you have your checks and policies in place.
Love it. You haven't mentioned AI very much, though, and AI has really been a big change this year.
Yes.
How does that play into compliance, ROC, and everything else?
So Qualys ETM platform is moving toward agentic AI. Yesterday, we showcased that we are now launching our own agent marketplace. There's a AI agent, that is Agent Chang, for audit readiness and reporting. That's you can assign autonomous tasks to it. Just ask it to create your risk prioritization plan, or ask to onboard assets or detect technologies. It can do all those tasks autonomously for you. So you don't have to you can just schedule those tasks. You can directly talk to the agent. You can even create your own agents. That's how we are leveraging it across the platform to uplift it for customers so they don't have to do these reporting, and the team can spend time on other tasks.
Excellent. Anu, thank you for coming on and getting us up to speed. What else can you share with the audience that you think they'd be interested in?
Yeah, so I'm very excited to talk about ETM audit. That's our
Okay.
vision. Sumit showcased in his demo yesterday a little bit of preview through agent, and I showcased it in my demo today. ETM audit is on top of ETM, which we're going to build as the vision for ETM. And how policy audit helps you with technical control, audit readiness to be audit ready, prevent the risk of your misconfiguration and audit failures. We are uplifting it on ETM, where we already have customers, connectors, third-party data coming in, Qualys data coming in, and we are going to provide audit readiness for customers for both of their technical as well as procedural controls automatically. So that's going to be a game changer, because right now customers use hundreds of tools. Like, let's say for PCI 4.0 itself, you might have a control that asks, do you have patch in place? Do you have vulnerability scan results? Do you have cloud scan results? Now, whether you have third-party tools or connectors, we will automatically map that using AI and generate the evidences and reporting for customers. So
Love
that's
it.
really exciting.
Thank you. You know what? I hope to see you next year. We'll continue this conversation. But in the meantime, keep doing what you're doing. You're obviously doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
Hey, we're here live at Houston's Qualys ROCon. We're going to be back. We've got a few more interviews coming your way. You're watching TechStrong TV.